Hello, what's happening, everybody, and welcome to a bit of a delayed vlog. It is Tuesday as of right now, so I'm actually recording it on the date. And the reason why it is a bit late is because I've had the busiest weekend in a good long while. Um, but not really gonna bother too much with that. That was just because of some gymnastic stuff and some stuff I had to attend to. But today I wanted to announce a couple of changes that I'm going to be doing. And usually I do changes all the time, so why should this be any different? But it's because I got a probably one of the best pieces of feedback I've ever gotten, and it was from a guy called J-Man. He is a caster. I'll link his channel in the description. He is currently sitting with Dotacasters, or Dotacasters.com, the new community, which I've made some less than good comments about because I didn't really like the concept, but I've sorted it out with the founder. I've been talking to him and we've worked out our differences, so all's good on that front. But I'm not gonna read the comment out or the feedback out loud because it was quite long. I could spend an entire episode just reading that out loud, so I'm not gonna do that. But the main points from that was, first of all, I that I should start working on my craft rather than trying to gain a following. That was the major point that he was trying to get across, which is something I've taken to heart. I'm currently taking that into consideration, and as you can see, I'm doing casts like more than ever. I'm trying to constantly keep up with the casts and trying to make them interesting and trying to make them. It's difficult to make them unique because of the amount that you're actually doing. So it's difficult to make each cast unique. But right now, I'm just trying to get experience. I'm just trying to get everything under my skin and kind of build a solid backbone as to how my casting goes. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, and or like. That's basically what it's transitioned into. And also, it wasn't really like in my first vlog, which when I actually looked back at it, I didn't either. It was actually something, those morbid, kind of begging for followers kind of things that I tried to stay out of. Like, that I promised myself starting out on this channel that I would, like stay away from. And I haven't done that. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna stop concerning myself with gaining a following and just focusing on getting better as a caster. Just focusing on feedback. If you watched my last couple of videos, no mentioning subscribers. Just give me some feedback. And that's what I want you guys to do. Give me some feedback. I need to know what I can do better. Because as of right now, even though you think you might not know a whole lot about casting, it's not like playing Dota. You can't really give a pro player too much feedback on playing Dota, because they probably know better. On the other hand, you can give a caster feedback, because casting is meant as entertainment, and if nobody finds it entertaining, he's doing something wrong. Which means that it always comes back to you. It always comes back to who is watching it, and whether or not they like it. And there have been a lot of stuff being worked out by example Toby1, like what you can do well and what you can do well. But honestly, I gotta have somebody judging my work rather than him judging somebody else's work and then transitioning that into helping others. Even though it's it's gonna give you, or it's gonna get you some of the way, it's not gonna get you all the way. So if you're watching my videos and there's something like you're pointing out, like, oh, this was something that he did wrong, or that's something he could improve on, write it in the comments. I don't even care about the way that you give me feedback. All I need to know if there's something I can improve, if there's something I can do differently, like working the camera basically is something I'm working a lot on right now, trying to work it because my console doesn't work. If my console had been working, camera would not be a problem, because there's something called directed assist, or I think it's directed assisted camera. It's a command that you pop into the console, and that's what you see all the broadcasters using. But my console doesn't work, so I can't really do that. So I constantly gotta improve my camera to make sure that that's as on point as directed camera assist is. That's one thing. And if there's something I'm saying if there's a certain phrase, that's probably the worst. If there's a certain phrase that I use over and over and over and over and over again, God, that's gonna get annoying in the long term. So, if you'd please, if there's anything bothering you, just say it. Just say it to me. I'm only here to get better. And I've also been getting a lot of good feedback on Reddit as well from a couple of guys, you know, saying what I could do better, like working the camera motions and trying to get better play-by-play. And play-by-play is probably the thing that I'm trying to work at the most, because I'm not really an analyst. Because I know fuck all about Dota. But I can narrate. That's where my main focus is. When I'm casting for UGC, I got a co-caster. If you haven't watched it, if you haven't watched our cast together, he is an amazing co-caster. I could not have wished for any better co-caster than him. I've casted with a couple of people, but he is just downright incredible. Constantly backing me up and constantly, you know, like having my back. If I miss something, he constantly calls out the lanes, where it's happening, what is happening, and like get over there. I absolutely love casting with him. That's the sort of thing, you know. He's there to back me up, but when I do my solo cast, he's not there, so I constantly gotta keep talking to myself. And I want feedback, you know, on how I'm doing, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, just like I said. So if you would give me that, that would help me grow as a caster and probably raise me some more prestigious work. UGC League is absolutely amazing. I love the guys there, but it's not that big. And of course, the whole purpose of casting is to get noticed. You want to get noticed. So I got to figure out a way to improve my craft enough for it to actually be worthy of something bigger. I'm starting to cast more and more pro games because I want to get into kind of the motions with that and how to start saying names instead of saying heroes, etc. Because everybody hates when you just start, you know, like going on, alright, he's playing the Treant Protector now comes in, or the Pudge now comes in, no, it's Dendi that comes in, or the Lion comes in, no, it's Misery. You know, just like that. And that's a bit difficult when it comes to some of the Russians or some of the Chinese, but generally that's something I'm trying to work at, and that's something I want to try to work at on pubs as well. So if you think that I'm saying hero names too much, call me out on it. Constantly call me out on things, because my content is for you guys to enjoy, and if you guys don't enjoy it, then I'm doing something wrong. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind every single time you watch my videos. Try to figure out some feedback for me. And there's really, I've gotten the worst feedback in the world, like before. You know, I've not in terms of casting. I've actually had amazing feedback. But you know, I've actually dealt with some very, very bad feedback. Some people who are very, very bad at, you know, saying what you got to do better. Gymnastics is a point. It's a part of it. One of my co-coaches, he's a bit iffy with that sort of thing. But I've dealt, you know, no matter what you throw at me, I've dealt with worse, is what I'm trying to say. So just throw it at me, just toss it at me, whatever you can think of, just toss it at me. I'm constantly looking to improve, and we're going on 8 minutes 30 as of right now. I would like to end this before 10 minutes, so we're just gonna keep moving. But yeah, that was the general idea of just, you know, kind of looping back towards that comment I had on Reddit. That's kind of the main point of it, was that I need to start working myself as a caster instead of trying desperately to gain subscribers. And I've been seeing that, like, in my subscriber account. I mean, I haven't gained a single one. I've actually lost a couple, but quite honestly, that doesn't mean anything anymore, because I know I'm getting better at what I do. And a lot of the people who have subscribed to me are people's games that I've cast, and then they all of a sudden realize, alright, I'm subscribed to this asshole, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Which is totally fine. I mean, I didn't actually expect them to subscribe, you know, when I cast their games. I just expect them to go in, say, you know, if they liked it or not, and then let that be it. Eventually it's gonna come, and we'll see when that happens. But nevertheless, that's pretty much all I had for you. So please do go ahead and leave me some more feedback. Always feedback. Constantly give me feedback. Also, in my Tough Guy Tuesdays, you can give me feedback on that as well, because I just tried to do an episode today and it was shit. So I'm going to re-record now, and my voice is already kind of broken up. So that's going to be a blast doing. But nevertheless, we're running on 9 minutes 50 as of right now, and I have to round off. So give me some feedback. be some chaps and do that. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.